Thanks, Mark. A typical summer camp is filled with water play, music, hamburgers, and volleyball. There's another summer camp in Sussex County which provides all of that in one other ingredient, a chance for grieving children to cope. Maiken Scott of the WHYY Behavioral Health Desk is here with the story of Camp New Hope.
Nichelle, a big cardboard cutout ship marks the entrance to this camp located in peaceful Trap Pond State Park. The ship symbolizes the journey through different stages of grief. It's a journey all of the campers here are on. Every morning, campers receive a warm welcome from enthusiastic counselors and volunteers. Some of the children have lost a parent, others a grandparent or sibling. The loss is fresh for most of them. The camp is organized by Delaware Hospice, and the kids' activities are geared toward two goals.
Between recreation and having fun and taking a break from grief, for sitting down and sorting through expressing their feelings and thoughts about the death.
Ball games and cheerful songs alternate with conversations with visitors who can help participants deal with different aspects of their grief, says Costa.
For example, we have a funeral director that comes in, a nurse, and a chaplain, and the kids are able to write down any question they might have. Because as time goes on, they have more and more questions about the nature of the death and what happens to someone's body after they die.
Being in a place where everybody understands their experience helps campers not to feel like the odd kid out, says Sarah Howard, who lost two grandparents recently.
I think the most helpful thing is seeing other kids my age that have gone through similar things and being able to talk with them about it and see how they feel and how they can help, how we can help each other with it.
It's a brand new day. I'm gonna make my way.
Sometimes emotions become overwhelming, and the camp provides a safe place to let go, says Sussex camp coordinator Angela Turley. One little girl started sobbing as the kids shared memories of their loved ones.
So one of our counselors took her aside, and she said that she felt better because she can't sob in front of her dad because it upsets her dad, but she feels safe enough to do it here.
A lot of the camp's activities are about remembrance, and the kids decorate wooden memory boxes for keepsakes.
Like one of the little girls brought in the hospital gown that her mother wore when she gave birth to her, and it was her mother who died. And so she folded up the gown and showed it to all of her group and put it in her box, so that's something she can keep forever, for her mother.
11-year-old Katie from Millsboro has a lot of good memories of living with her grandfather, who passed away recently.
We used to go fishing, and we used to go to the shore and stuff, and he used to take us everywhere and play cards.
Katie's new best friend is Maiken, whose father died of colon cancer. The girls say they both enjoyed an activity where they put notes to their loved ones into a biodegradable urn.
We wrote notes to say a final goodbye, and we put in this thing that we send out in the water. When it dissolves, it'll send all of our messages back. And I said goodbye because I never got to say goodbye.
I wrote that I miss them and I wish they were here.
Delaware Hospice hosts several camps like this across the state as part of year-round activities and care for grieving kids. The New Hope program has served close to 7,000 campers over 2 decades. Summer camp alumni return for a November reunion to catch up and discuss getting through the holidays.
Maiken, do these kids grieve different at different ages?
Yes, they do. One of the counselors told me, for example, young children, maybe 5 or 6 years old, often can't understand the finality of death. They might think that their loved one will come back or return after a short absence. So they have to learn to understand that this is unfortunately final. Older kids, especially teenagers, they are already going through a lot. Body changes, hormones are changing. Social situations are changing, so they are going through a lot already. Add to that the death of a loved one, of a parent, and it makes it really hard.
Tell me, what type of coping skills will these kids take away from Camp New Hope?
What they learn in these different activities is how to deal with their emotions, how to understand their emotions, what to do maybe if they are overcome with grief in a classroom, who they can talk to, who they can trust, and also how to understand the different stages of grief. That sometimes it might be sadness, later it might feel more like anger or hopelessness. So to just really understand the process and how to cope with it as they go through life.
Thanks, Maiken. Interesting story. Maiken Scott of the WHYY Behavioral Health Desk. You can read Maiken's story about Camp New Hope on the Health and Science page of newsworks.org. We'll have links to Camp New Hope if you want to watch this story again on the first section of newsworks.org/Delaware.